Hey there email subscribers, it's Grandmaster Max Stillingworth sharing a cool video lesson with you. And the theme of this lesson is to show you how tactics support a strong position, of how you can tie tactics and strategy together in order to win games even against quite strong players. And I've used a game between Nimzo-Indian against Cruz from the Monte Carlo Open 2013 as an example of that. I'm going to focus on the position after move 17 because, well, I don't want this to be a 1 hour video. So I'll just show you the opening moves. First, it was a Nimzo-Indian, e3. Black took on c3 too early, and castling first is a better choice. But the game had c5, bishop d3, d6. And here maybe white should have put the knight on e2 and gone for a kingside pawn storm instead. But we had knight f3, knight c6, castles, e5. White played knight d2. The idea is that if black takes the pawn, he kind of opens up the diagonals for the bishop pair and for the rook. So black castled instead. And rook e1, rook e8, d5, knight e7, e4. And we get this structure known as the Hubner Nimzo-Indian structure, where the closed position might seem to play into the hands of the black knights, but at the same time white has a space advantage, and the bishop pair can definitely come into their own once the position opens up. Maybe black should have played knight g6. Instead he played g6, had knight f1, knight h5. Now g3 was played to try and kill the knight on h5. Knight g7, f4. It's true I'm deliberately not commenting on these moves so I can get to the key position. After rook b1, queen c7, knight e3, and now to move f5. And I think this is an instructive position because I find that a lot of players often struggle to deal with these positions where there's this pawn tension in the center, because there's a lot of things to calculate. You know, what if I take? What if they take this way? Well, what would be your move if you were playing as white in this position? As always with my videos, you can pause the video, think about what move you would play, and then resume our video lesson when you've decided on your move to hear my feedback. Okay, in this position it's an example where I think it's actually quite favourable for white to exchange in the centre, because after f takes c5, d takes c5, well, Nimzo-Indian played the move ef5, which is certainly not the only reasonable move, but it makes a lot of sense because even though black has gained more space in the centre with the exchanges, these hanging pawns can also be quite vulnerable to attack. And also if black did take with a piece, say with bishop f5, well then the pawn on e5 is then left as a very exposed pawn. And after say knight f5, obviously the threat of the d6 force compels black to take with knight. But then after knight g4 we can see that black's dark squares are very weak, and that by building up the pressure against the isolated e-pawn that we can probably win this pawn and even win the game from here with best play. So that's why gf5 was played, and now another puzzle. What would you play here if you were white in this position? What did Nimzo-Indian play to show he has a clear to winning advantage? Well, there are several reasonable moves. If you want to play the positional g4 with the idea of securing the e4 square for your bishop, then this is certainly quite a good choice. There's also a little tactical trick that if they do take, then you can actually play d6 and win a piece with the fork, because after queen d6 we have bishop h7 check, and that will simply allow us to win the queen, as we can see here. Nimzo-Indian exploited this trick in a different way that was also very strong. He played the move of knight g4, and the point is that there are the threats to the e-pawn and also the threat of the knight f6 fork, meaning that black basically has to take here. But I think you know the hammer blow that comes after this, right? Well, as Fisher said, tactics flow from a good position, and with d6 we again see the queen knight d6 bishop h7 trick in play, and why it was important to deflect the f5 pawn first. Well, after this the attack kind of played itself. after queen c8, d7, rook e7, bishop g5. White might be down a pawn, but the black king is very exposed and the bishop is going to penetrate the black position as well. The game concluded rook e6, bishop e4, bishop c6, bishop d5, just keeping up the initiative. Bishop d5, we can even take with the pawn, and I mean, if black tries to play rook e8 and defend d6, and there's threat to d7, there's threat to queen d5 and rook b7, and the white initiative is just way too strong with this monster pass d pawn, and black's piece is not really coordinated here. The game saw queen h8, king h8, white regained the pawn with queen g4, not wanting to give any counterplay even down the long diagonal for black. After rook e8, then queen e4 was played, just blocking the weakness in place, like I covered in a previous email. And after bishop d5, cd, b6, and d6, black resigned here, even though the material is equal, because this rook on d1 is going to support the advance of the passed pawn. And if queen d7, we have bishop e7, ensuring we will win the e-pawn, leaving black's king in his position. This is a complete wreck. So that was my video lesson for you for today. So I hope you really enjoyed it. Do let me know what was the thing you loved most about this video lesson, and do you have any suggestions that could make it even better or even more useful for you? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, chess friends.